We're here with Paul, one of the event organisers. Do you want to explain what this is all about? Because it sounds pretty crazy and pretty fun.
So Gert Lush Events wasn't really a thing. It was originally the Berkeley Marathons, and that came about from my mental health deteriorating after leaving the armed forces. Ended up in a suicide attempt where I flipped a coin on top of Snowdon whether I was going to jump off or not. Luckily, it went in the right direction. But coming down from the mountain rescue brought me down and really changed my perspective. One conversation about not being in a tunnel, being in a well, looking up, and that whole thing changed my perspective.
So mountain rescue actually brought you down the mountain
somebody knew I was up there.
Oh wow!
Alerted them, and as I flipped the coin landed, and I heard Paul. Paul, and I didn't. I to this day I don't know what the coin was.
You don't know? Oh my god! What an amazing story!
I started talking to them, and this one conversation with this chap completely changed my whole mental outlook on life. About being in this well, looking up at the light, but actually then, whilst you're moving up through the well, you can look at the floor and see where you've come from, that progression. So I ran for the next 90 days, and I was quite fit in the armed forces and everything like that. So, but I was very overweight. I was up near sort of 19.5 stone.
Wow.
I was very depressed, not moving, family wasn't working, a breakdown in a marriage. So I decided I'm going to run every day for 90 days, and it was awful. It was terrible. I was throwing up, and I ran a K, and I was hurt, and then I ran 5K, and that was a bit better, and then I was getting back to my sort of enjoying the running then. And then, as any runner will say, natural progression from I've done 5K, what shall I do now? Well, I'll do a half marathon. I went and did that Cardiff half. That was my 2.5 hours, I think it was, my slowest ever half marathon. I used to do 1:30s.
Yeah.
But it was the best I'd felt in years, absolute years. So I was like, I need to do more of this. So natural progression again, don't do a marathon. Do 100K.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
So I went and ran the London to Brighton 100K.
Yeah.
And I got to 96 kilometres and collapsed with hyponatremia, which is where I found out about electrolytes and how important they are.
They're pretty important. Yeah, definitely.
I went back 3 weeks later and did it again on my own to complete it, and fell in love with it. And I started doing running and triathlons, Ironman, and became an Ironman coach. And
I spied the Ironman.
I've done a few Ironman, half Ironman, and everything like that. And then I signed up for the Marathon des Sables. And I met my now lovely wife. She was also doing the Marathon des Sables. But before we did that, we went up to the National Running Show. And it was the time when Lazarus Lake and the Berkeley Marathons had just become massive. And we went in and we were looking around, just getting inspiration and looking at shoes and all the Gucci kit, for the MDS. And Laz came on stage, and everybody left the store. So the store holders, everyone just...
He's a bit of an enigma, that man, isn't he?
Yeah. And we couldn't get near him. I was gutted, wanted to go and say hi and all that. And as we were leaving, he was on his own outside having a fag. And it was like at the top of the mountain, one of those, destiny moments.
Yeah.
You've got to go. And my wife Nat said, go and say hi. And my friend had just written a book, and Jordan Wiley, and I was like, I didn't have anything else for him to sign, so he signed this book. And I said, funny story. I was just about to leave him alone. And I said, I was born and brought up in a town called Berkeley. And he just went, what? Is it spelt the same? And I was like, no, it's spelt slightly differently, but pronounced the same. And he just went, you need to set up the Berkeley Marathons UK. I love that. And I went, no.
Really?
No chance.
Okay.
Full-time job, trying to rebuild my relationship with my children, and a new relationship, and my mental health was, still growing. And I decided then, we went out and did the MDS. And whilst anybody knows about the MDS, you're literally on this black piece of sheet, and we were all chatting in the bivvy, and we said about this story. They were like, it's amazing, and they said you should do it. And we were raising money for charities, for mental health charities, suicide prevention charities. But anyone raising money will know that it's really difficult asking the same people every time to sponsor you. So my wife had this amazing idea. She goes, we should do the Berkeley, but what we'll do is we'll give all the money to charity.
Yeah, nice.
And we, oh, that's a really good idea. So then we, through the MDS, we started planning. And then we came back.
During the MDS,
Yeah.
Okay,
so, and then I didn't finish the MDS. It was the 35th edition where there was only like a 45% finish rate. Everybody got D and V. I was in a right mess. But had a great time. But yeah, went back to the hotel and started planning again. And then we came back, and a year later, we were running the first one. We contacted Laz again. I made sure we got, actually, you're okay with this?
Yeah.
He was like, yes. And he said, but keep my name out of it for now. He said, because let it grow naturally. That's what he likes. He likes the progression and stuff like that. But I said, oh, can I, ask you for tips and hints? And he said, absolutely. Contact me, whatever. And then another twist of fate, John Kelly, one of the big names in the Berkeley, lived 15 minutes down the road.
He was super close.
So I sent him a message saying, this is the proposed route and this is what we're going to do. And he was like, that's great, I know the area, reduce the time, do this, and he gave some really valuable input, and it was great to speak to him. And we ran it. We had 24 people. We raised.
This was last year?
No, this was 4 years ago.
Was it 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Okay,
so we raised about, I think about £300. But it had the best time, and all the runners really enjoyed it. We launched it 2 days later, and within 3 weeks, we had 65 people signed up.
Wow.
And we were like, wow, this is amazing. So we did that. We ran it again the next year, and just, the buzz started, and people started coming. And then last year we had 85 people sign up. And
how many this year?
So we launched it the day after the event last year, and we said we'd going to do 100 places, and we'd sold out within 3 days. We added 20 more places because with races we found out that you always get 20% drop.
Right. Okay.
So we thought we'll do 120 spaces, and then hopefully we'll have 100 runners.
Yeah.
Race Nation do a waiting list. We don't run a waiting list. There's over 900 people on that waiting list for this year's race. It's been fantastic, and it's great for the charities, but it's also what I love about it is the communities it's building and the people, and really the race seems to be really helping people. And one of the Laz gave me 2 big rules: make it accessible for every type of runner. So we've done that by not having any time cut-off. So if you want to come and do 1 lap in 24 hours,
that's fine.
Done.
Okay.
If you want to come and try for the 5, great. If you want to try and do 2 laps and do an ultra, you can do a 10-hour lap, 4 hours rest, and 10-hour lap again.
Okay.
So that makes it accessible. But then he said, make it nigh on impossible. So we've done that.
Like the dichotomy of this man, isn't it?
We've done that by, it's 5 laps. Each lap is a marathon, give or take. But it's 24 hours.
So each lap, you've got to do what, 4 hours 46 minutes?
4:48.
4:48.
Yeah,
okay.
4:48.
That's pretty punchy.
Yeah. No one's got onto lap 4 yet. We had our first crossover last year. Chap who's done the Berkeley in America. We've got a couple more people from America and Japan this year. It's catching a few eyes.
That's cool, man.
But from that grew Gert Lush Events. We're from the West Country. In the West Country, we say things are Gert Lush. And we've ran backyard ultras. We've got 2 backyard ultras, the medieval and the Breakheart backyard ultra. We've got a Christmas mince pie 12k run.
Nice.
But what's fantastic is we're supporting local charitable causes, and I'd use the term charitable causes because we don't always support charities. One thing we do is we do shoes, we do food bank items.
Okay.
But another thing we've done is we found out there was a girls' football team locally. They couldn't get sponsorship, so we just sponsored the team.
Oh, nice.
We found out that there was a few benches that needed replacing, and the council weren't going to replace them. So we made some benches, put some plaques on them with QR codes to signpost people to mental health charities or local talking groups or coffee mornings or sewing clubs or painting clubs. So we did that. We've just gone round and we give local coffee shops £50, £100 just to buy random people that look like they're having a bit of a bad day coffee.
Coffee.
And we say, do not tell them it's from us, just say, it's on us, don't worry about it. And the thing I got asked that question, and they said, well, what you don't see that. What does that mean to you? And I'm like, it's not about us seeing it. It's about the ripple effects, because not only does that person then feel good, they've got free coffee. Even if it's on that base level, they've got something for free. Great, they feel good about it. But they feel good. But the smile on their face will make the cashier or the server feel good. And those two people will go away, and hopefully that ripple effect will grow and grow and grow. And anybody that sees that interaction will feel good.
It's karma building.
Yeah, so it's that ripple effect of growing and growing and growing. So yeah, I'm.
This is your main man.
Tomorrow
as well. Hello, mate. How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah.
We're finding out how this crazy thing started.
So
Main man.
That's what Gert Lush is about. We just try and do a bit of good, and we try and promote people to do good, and we try and squeeze out the bit of good. It's all a little bit rough and ready.
As it should be.
Yeah,
I
we're
wouldn't
not
expect
that
anything
big
else.
sort of corporate company.
And how do you spell Gert Lush as well?
Gert is Gert, and then Lush.
Okay.
And then events.
We'll
Lush.
put some links.
In
the
So
video.
Gert is big. Gargantuan.
Oh,
It's
I'm
a-
from the
it's-
West Country.
Yeah.
I know this, man.
Well,
Gert Lush, innit?
Gert Lush isn't from Bristol though.
Is it not?
No, it's and I actually now own the trademark for Gert Lush. Yeah, but
Yes.
Gert is a romantic word from the derived from gargantuan. Lush is luscian, many fruit of the bush. So large, juicy events.
Large, juicy, man. Well, look, I'm pumped to even just be
Yeah.
here. I'm injured, so next year maybe I can get.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can have
yeah.
a pop at it.
Yeah.